Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bonfire Racing League Big Trucking Tuesday. We're live from Kansas Speedway here for the Heather Doris When You Wish Travel 180, race number 6 of our 13-race regular season. I'm Mean Gene Money. I've got my partners in the booth, Zach Panzarella and Smokin' Joe Volpes, and we're ready for a big day here in Kansas. Race number 6. How you feeling in the booth, boys?
I'm doing good today, me and Gene. I'm excited to be here. Kansas Speedway, one of my favorite tracks that any oval speedway or any oval league is going to visit. I love this place. It's fast, it's intense, and the racing is just absolutely insane here. So many lines available to these guys, and so many different strategies that you could see happen by the virtue of what could be cautions or just an organic race strategy. So I'm stoked to be here, me and Gene. I'm stoked to be here for the second week in a row here in the BTT. Let's do this thing.
Absolutely live on the Vortex Racing Network. You're right. Zach, Kansas Speedway, more lines than Pablo Escobar. But the problem today is going to be the amount of drivers. Last week at Rockingham, 35 drivers did battle. This time, 38 fellas, 38 guys out here trying to throw down and become the winner of race number 6. There's no such thing as a win and you're in here in the Bonfire Racing League Big Truckin' Tuesday. This thing is about points. 13 races, get as many points as you can, and then after the 13 race season, the top 12 will battle it out. Now, funny thing, Zach, if there's a tie for 12th place, guess what? Both guys go in. Three-way tie, 3 guys go in. It's going to be exciting.
I'm here for that. I always love a wild card rule, and I also always love a kind of hybrid of the more modern and newer playoff systems, right? So what you have here is what a lot of people would say, what would point to is the biggest issue with the NASCAR Cup Series playoff format in real life, and it's the winning you're in. Really, no one likes it. It gets a lot of guys to the playoffs that may or may not belong there, and a lot of times in real life, it's for sponsor money. Here, we're only here for talent. We're here for bragging rights. We're here to find out who the best driver is. So why do we need when you're in? We want commitment and we want fast drivers. And you take a look here at this playoff picture. Joseph Volpes is the perfect example of that. He has been consistent. He's been fast. He's been in victory lane, and he is holding on to that first place spot right there. Behind him is a mainstay of the top of anything that has RL in the back of it. MRL, BRL, anything. You're going to find David Owens towards the top. So not surprised to see Owens knocking on that door. You see Buell right there in third place. Buell putting together a consistent, incredible season, and that's what this league is all about. David Buell just exemplifying what makes BRL what it is. You see Nick Mills in fourth place and then Stephen Neal in fifth. 2 drivers have just been putting together great runs. Valley, so much speed in that driver. Schofield sitting there in 7th place. He has been an impressive newcomer to this league, Mean Gene. And then AJ Benesh, last week's winner. That's what I was trying to get to. AJ Benesh, I'm seeing him here in the practice times, and I'm loving the practice times I'm seeing. I've raced AJ Benesh at this very track here in this very race truck, if you want to call it that, me and Gene. I'd have my eye on Benesh, and I think the only reason we're seeing him so far below guys like Volpes, Owens, and Buell is a lack of participation.
He's only got 3 races, but guess what? 3 top 5s. That's AJ Benesh. This guy, he's won championships, defending champ, looking for another title. He's got 2 already. Also has 2 wins on the season. Who knows? Maybe 3 becomes a magic number. Behind him, Justin White, Zach Williams, Zach Engel, and Kyle Lynott. That's your top 12 right now. Behind them, Tommy Fox, Christopher Smorrell. So lots of names we're familiar with, gonna make battle. Let's talk about last week for a second. The boys were at the Rock doing battle. Jaron Valley, fastest car. Jaron Valley takes the pole. Jaron Valley leads 66 laps, but he doesn't pit when everybody else did. He took a chance. It did not pay off. AJ Benesh takes his 2nd win of the season. And you're right, Benesh has been on fire. He recovered from an early incident at Rockingham last week, ends up coming back, wins it over Nick Mills. David Owens taking 3rd. Great battles going on amongst these drivers that we see at the top. Hey, let's look at what happened last year. Second round, first race. These boys were at Kansas. You want to take a guess who won, Zach?
That long ago, I'm going to go ahead and guess AJ Benesh.
AJ Benish, this freaking guy. I'm going to get tired of saying his name by the end. Not really. I never get tired of saying winner's name. And this guy always up there. Hey, second fastest guy last time, Jaron Valley, and third place, David Medina. David Medina was seen turning laps out there today. Not going to race, just putting in a little bit of practice. So we will have 38 guys. Other person, surprised, this is a big story. Jaron Valley moved. Jaron Valley has a new home, congratulations. But Jaron Valley's new home is farther away from his work, 45-minute drive. So it's going to be tight if we see him. He's not down there yet. So maybe he makes today's race. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Let's take a look at the guys qualify. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, not just that, with Valley, to kind of piggyback on that point a little bit, me and Gene, that cuts into practice time, and how valuable is that at races like this? I know a lot of people look at tracks like Kansas and think it's a cookie cutter mile and a half and that it's simple, but you never know what the weather's going to be like. You never know how hot, how cool, what it's going to feel like on that particular day. So Jaron Valley going to be kind of coming in here. If we do see that race truck come through here at all, he'll be coming in here with no idea what this truck is going to feel like. So I'd likely expect him to start in the back and kind of learn as he goes. So it's just kind of starting with a kind of a 1 foot already off, right?
Yeah, really going to be unfortunate for him, but Valley, great speed. Guy picks up really well on all the little minute details of the track. Speaking of minute details, look at this. Jeff Pfeiffer out on the track right now. Jeff with an amazing qualifying run last week, started in 6th at Rockingham. This week also running really fast. We'll see what he can do. Jeff got him a new rig. It was hooked up by his friend Tommy Fox, also running in tonight's series. And ever since then, Jeff has just been able to combine his talent with better gear, and he has just put it up. Look at that, 6 on the pole after that lap.
Jeff Pfeiffer, always one guy you can look for those raw qualifying laps, those really, really quick single laps. Pfeiffer, no exception there, putting in at the 6th place currently. And yeah, new equipment, exciting stuff. We have a few drivers that are debuting some new equipment today. Volpus over in the, what number is that, dude? The 13 in this league. He's changing all the time on us. He's going to be running some new pedals. He's actually upgrading from Logitech to Fanatec. The tech is in both names, but that is a big difference in equipment, man, Gene. So exciting to see what these two guys will do with their new equipment. What I've always heard and what I've personally kind of felt with certain pieces of equipment and others not so much, but the rule of thumb I've heard from most people is usually you get slower initially with new equipment, you know, with that adjustment phase. But if that stuff is that good, like I can tell you right here, me and Gene, when I upgraded from Logitech to Fanatec, I didn't get slower, not one bit.
Oh, I as well. I recently went to the inverted V2s from Logitech, and there was an initial scale, but once I got used to those things, I got them adjusted properly. It really improved my pit times.
Yeah.
That was where it really seemed to help. And then also on super speedways, a track like this, I was actually able to modulate the throttle, and instead of just being wide open or all the way shut down, I really could feather that thing and roll a whole lot better. Looking at Sam Milliken right now, the Houston, Texas
Complete
driver.
disregarding the pit road speed.
Yeah, he's not really sure about the pit road speed. You know, he's from Houston, so therefore can't drive 55. He's been on that 610 loop. He knows what time it is.
He knows what's up, and yeah, like I might as well find out right now. Is that speeding? That is speeding, in fact. But I completely agree with that. I mean, Gene, it really is a funny thing with equipment, especially. I love that modulation point you brought up, and I was actually just talking to Juan Delgado, who I think will be making his debut in this league next week. So excited to see that. We'll have a full 39, maybe 40 truck field as we continue to add to drivers who are just desperate to be in this league. But I always told him when he was asking me, should I move up? And I was like, if you understand what the difference between 10% and 20% is versus 25, 50, and 75, then yes. And with that said, talk about someone who has been making those improvements week in and week out and really showing us what an extra 1% is. And that's Zach Engel, Mean Gene. He's going to put it on the pole today.
Zach Engel getting it done in the number 47, up at the top of the pole, up in the front row next to him, Alex McWhorter, the Gulf Coast Racing driver. He'll be starting on the outside of row one. Edward Peltz,
Let's
great
go.
run there by Eddie. Look at that. Got
Hell
that
yeah.
number 7 up in the third spot. AJ Benish, not a surprise, going to start fourth. Jax Duval, Florida man, going to start fifth. Jeff Pfeiffer on that powerful qualifying, going to be in sixth. Troy Sand, going to start seventh. David Owens, Zero Chill, eighth place. Richard Swingle, good to see him up there in that number 97. He's going to start ninth. Sam Milliken going to start 10th. That's your top 10.
So many impressive qualifying efforts. Edward Peltz, Pfeiffer, so many drivers sticking out to me. Swingle, what a job by those guys. Let's keep this going. We're going to go fast because we got 39 of these guys and only a lap. So we got Ferdiani in 11th. We got, we got Volpus in 11th. We got Ferdiani in 12th. Justin White going to be starting at 13th place. Sharing that row with him will be Jared Ogletree. 15th place belonged to Tommy Fox. 16th, Ricky Mandela Sr. 17th, Kyle Lynott. 18th will be Sam Ballard. We'll move our way down our qualifying order here. Moving on to 19th place, we got Jake Johnson. 18th, David Buell, the league admin, going to be starting 20th place, trying to hold on to that third place standings order he has right now. Moving on to 21st, we have Stephen Neal. 22nd, Zach Williams, spelled correctly. 23rd, we got Mike Benton. 24th, Daily Drivers Inc. driver of Graham McGivern. 25th, we got Matt Schofield. 26th, George Jewell. 27th, Brandon Shelton, and 28th we have Chris Smith. And to round out this 38 truck field, wow, amazing, we got 29th Nicholas Rendo, 30th, did I miss? Oh, I did. I'm sorry. 29th, Nicholas Mills. 30th, Nicholas Rendo. 31, Jerry Rose. Well, let's see what that car does here today. Jerry Rose, a part-timer here right now. 32, got David Brenner. Keep your eye on that 22. That's going to be a fast truck here today. Chris Ellison, 33rd. Tim Darby, 34th. Chad Carden over in 35th, Chris Morrill in 36th, and Morris Craven rounding out what will actually be a 37 truck field, I believe. Medina, I do not see out there. Wayne Newman is out there. I apologize for that. He did not put in the time, so Wayne Newman will be starting. This will be a 38 truck field, and it will be topped off by Wayne Newman. Oh my goodness, me and Gina needed a breath.
Well, Wayne Newman, he's going to run that red, white, and blue scheme as well. It is beautiful. And here we go. League News Weekly Pole Award going to go to Zach Engel. That's right. League News Weekly. Get your updates for everything DDI, MRL, and BRL as well. Kevin Kyle, the author, LeagueNewsWeekly.com. Check it out. All right, let's see what we can do here. Zach Engel about to take him underway. He's on the inside, waiting for the flag man to give him the go. Coming around turn 4, about to bring him across the start-finish line. It's going to be Zach Engel leading him across the line, and away we go. Zach Engel going to get a quick run. He's got AJ Benish looking down below him as we slowly making our way around. AJ now taking a peek, side by side, coming around turn number 2, gonna take it on the backstretch. Look at McWhorter now sticking his nose into this hot mess. He'd love to get in there, but it's Engel pulling away from the others, and Engel gonna lead that first lap.
What a job by Zach Engel. You'd think the pole would be such an advantageous position, but so often, especially at shots like this, it is not. You're going on the flagman. I said every time, you're not going on Zach Engel. Zach Engel was mano a mano, sharing that front row, and he got it done. He's going to lead a lap. He's going to take all the bonus points that come with the pole, and oh, he made me nervous there with that little blinky, and a lap led. So great job by Engel. So what it's all about for that 47 now, I mean, Gene, can he make this last? We all know Zach Engel has that raw speed. Can he make it last?
Engel already seems to have a problem. I'm not sure what happened, but he is off my board.
Same. He's back now for me. Try to bring him back, because yeah, it completely made my sophomore all out of whack. Engel with I think what was a big packet loss there, which what that means to those of you who are just fans at home and haven't dealt with what we have to deal with, that is a big Wi-Fi incident right there that nearly cost Engel his race. It came back, looks like just in time, but it was enough to really mess up our software, me and Gene.
That was terrifying. That was big time scare. Let's look back up front though. Looks like now I'm showing Alex McWhorter, the part-time Gulf Coast Racing leader. He is a runner. He is up in the front now, trying to lay down some sweet lap times. Behind him, Florida man Jackson Duvall going to be in second. David Owens third. Richard Swingle fourth. Joe Volpus, that's your top 5. But oh my word, 38 guys making it happen.
Yeah. Hit that split screen real quick, Smokin' Joe, because I got something to show you guys, because it seems like it's so easy up front, does it not? Like, I wanted to be like, look at these guys settling in. They are not. Look at what it's like in the mid-20s here. We are side by side every which way. Right side of your screen, we're looking from about, like, I think it's about 15th or about 10th on back. Jeez, it's a different story in the middle of the pack, isn't it? Oh, look at Kyle Lynott. Loose goes Lynott. Lynott saves it, he hits the wall. They're 3 wide in front of him there. And they're going to get it back together. That was a crazy moment for the 988. That was almost over before this race even started for Lynott. And Lynott already backing it down. And it looks like we're actually under caution here.
A little bit of an incident. A little bit of contact as well. David Buell going to touch Ricky Mandela once that caution came out. Little tappy poo. That's crazy right there. I was looking at that 05 of Nicholas Rendo. That guy had moved up 16 spots since the start, and here we are, lap 6. That man was driving with a purpose. Of course, this caution brought out, I really think it was going to be McWhorter, because I saw him go way down the leaderboard.
I have our screen on the 69 right now. I saw him involved in it. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this, Mean Gene, the way a detective would. So I'm hearing the 44 from our race. Oh, and it is the 44, and I have the footage. I have him caught red-handed, Mean Gene. Take him through it.
Amato, I believe that's up top. You can see the 44, Ferdiani starts to peek down. Edward Peltz is in that number 7 ahead of them. Ferdiani's going to close in, go side by side with Peltz. You can see that. Oh, no. The 28 goes underneath, late block, and then insanity ensues.
My goodness, Mean Gene. A Christopher Bell moment there for the 28. And he gets away scot-free.
28, Justin White. The 28 is Justin White, late block, and that causes the contact there. Ooh, I'll tell you what, Ferdiani and White there getting together, going to have a little talk.
Yeah, I'd assume so, Mean Gene. That was
Why you block so late?
Yeah.
Why you block so late?
It was hard to justify.
Why you not hit the brakes? It's gonna be I love those conversations too. It's like, why you come in so hard? And the other guy's like, well, why did you cut down? No, you cut up. So always interesting to see. I think it sometimes boils down to racing incidents. I mean, there's 38 guys out there. Everybody's going for the gusto. Things like that are going to happen, especially a track that's so hard here to pass. You know, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, they're much different sequence of turns, and the car handles a lot differently. You can come in harder harder on 1 and 2 than you can on 3 and 4. But guess what? You get a mouthful of dirty air, and it's difficult to pass. Best time to pass on a restart. And I think these guys just figured that out. I'm excited to see this restart. So first caution going to come on lap number 7. Zach Engel still being shown as the leader on my board.
An unfortunate reality of a track like this is that, Mean Gene, is that these tracks are just, they are so hard to pass at, especially here, as you can see, the sun, nowhere to be found. So this track, very cool right now, and a cool Kansas can really, it can kind of, I don't know what the word is here, but it can really encourage false confidence. The car feels so grippy. The runs are so massive. You feel like you have to take them because you have the grip there. The track isn't hot, and it often will end up in some messy situations. We'll see if that's a trend as this race goes on. But then what you saw right there was, yeah, I think, like you said, just the cars were bunched up, a chance to take what you can get. And that was already about 6 laps in, Mean Gene, and it was a little bit separated. We have to run this thing back now. It can only get crazier, right?
I agree, especially on a restart, because the guys that weren't involved in that lead group see how far back they jumped. They know they've got to be aggressive now. So we're going to see that middle of the field and that back part even more aggressive this time on this next restart. A little reminder, today's race is sponsored by Heather at When You Wish Travel. Heather is a travel advisor who helps families, couples, and groups plan magical vacations with ease. Whether you're dreaming of Disney, Universal Cruises, or Daytona 500, Heather can handle all your details on making memories. Speaking of memories, let's see if Zach Engel can make one here at Kansas. Takes the green, and he's going to lead him into turn one. Zach Engel in the lead. Alex McWhorter still doing battle with him in second. AJ Binish, David Owens, Jax Duval, Joe Volpus, everybody looking. McWhorter on the outside. Binish going to poke his nose under there. Binish and McWhorter side by side. Engel is in the lead. Look at Binish with that big push.
Wow.
On Engel, but hey, that outside lane is the way to go. Let's see what McWhorter can do. He's all by himself. 3 trucks on the inside.
Keep your eye on that run of the 15. Let's see if he's able to do anything with that on the outside. But one thing about the outside, Gene, that is not the place to be on the restart. AJ Binish starting in second place on the outside. He immediately had to sacrifice that and fall back to third. Alex McWhorter doing a great job and now trying to make that outside line work. Let's see as these laps tick down if that outside is able to work. If the run ticks on for about 5-6 more laps, I do think that'll be advantageous. But right now, you can go full throttle down that bottom like you're watching Zach Engel in that 47 do. Just ripping that bottom of that corner.
Lap 12, we will go silent for lap 12 for Dennis Puck. Of course, our founder, Dennis Puckett, we did lose him this year tragically. Dennis, you are in our thoughts. Dennis's family, his friends. Miss you, my friend. Miss you greatly. Back to the action here at Kansas Speedway. We're on lap number 13. Alex McWhorter continuing to lead it. Zach Engel is battling side by side. Engel goes down low. McWhorter decided to touch the wall and see if he was in the Matrix. Guess what? It's real, and you're not Neo. That's going to let Engel take back the lead. Binish still around, and look at David Owens and Jax Duval lurking. Look, they look like a couple of piranhas waiting.
Oh, yeah, some hungry piranhas in there. You see McWhorter, that wall is indeed there, my friend. But, I mean, might as well check now on lap 14 at a 120. But, man, I am afraid of that number 5 truck right there. Binish just looking so strong here. And like I've said it so many times, I trust this especially, he likes to reel you in. He likes to make you think that he's racing hard, but he may not be. He maybe save some stuff right now. Watch for Binish if this run continues on here. But right now, these guys keeping it clean, keeping it straight, keeping it single file for the most part. As you can imagine, in the middle of the pack, no such thing happening. You can go ahead and hit it again, Bulbous, if you want. Look at the middle of the pack. It is absolute insanity. These guys are crazy people, Mean Gene.
17th place right now, Wayne Newman. He's up 21 spots
Look at
in
this.
that 996. And behind him, Tim Darby as well. Oh, caution on the track.
Something about me going to the dual screen brings out cautions. Should we do that more often if the race gets boring?
No, golly, I want to see some green flag runs.
If, not when, if.
Let's take a look at Nick Mills here.
So let's take a look at Nick Mills in the 20, or is that 20? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Except
sorry, I'm used to that being a
when
blue
Rick
vehicle.
Mandela ran it and threw me off. Oh.
Oh, that was something, yeah. Oh, man.
Who is that? That's Stephen Neal in the 45.
Yeah, I believe so. And this... Oh, my goodness.
Wow, how many people? How many people did he get?
When does it start? Yeah, okay, let me go to a bigger
now remember,
angle
Nick Mills
here.
pitted 111 times last week, so let's see what he does this day.
So middle of your screen right here on the right side is Nick Mills. He's in that kind of camo car. Look above them, that 3 wide. That could be where this starts. Yes, it is. There it is.
Oh, they came back down and got him.
Got him.
Then he's like, I won't come back up wildly on.
Or will I? So no, is there no caution yet? Oh! And look behind him, another wreck with Jerry Rose in the vicinity, and then Nick Mills is like, this should be a caution. Please tell me this is a caution, and that was enough for Mills, as he appears
wide round,
to.
Baby, wide round, my word,
Yeah.
they got it done like a 1980s pop song.
That was something. That was something, Mean Gene. There's been some
Lap
bizarre
17.
wrecks.
It has been, but I think that's what you get. This thing, when you go watch the videos about Kansas, it's telling you it runs like a super speedway. And guess
Yeah.
what? Fresh tires, when you're by yourself, it absolutely does. You put 37 of your best friends out there, you get 17 lap old tires, things are going to change, and you got to let off. And that's going to be interesting is to see when drivers identify that tire breakdown. There's a couple of things you can do. You can just tap the brake and drag a little bit to get the car stability. You can let off just for a moment and gun it again. And that perfect let off spot seems to be before you turn the car. You let off, turn, accelerate again. And the other thing is when to go high. When are you going to start using that top lane? At what point is the tire breakdown enough that outside lane becomes feasible? Because when you're on freshies, that bottom line, that will burn. You can slide job right up into somebody with absolute control, make that pass. But later in the run, it's going to get hard. And then you double down with that dirty air, Zach. You're talking about a hot mess.
And I'll flip the script on that too, Mean Gene. When you are on freshies as well, that top line is full throttle. Dirty air or not, you are wide the hell open through that top line. And that's tempting through those first handful of laps on a restart. But that's what's going to kill your tires. The top line at Kansas is what's going to kill your tires, not the bottom if you know how to drive the bottom responsibly. If you know how to check up, and I loved how you brought that point too about when do you check up at Kansas. To me, and we're kind of looking at a track, it's right there where the 47 Zach Angle just entered. When I see the banking change, when I see the trajectory of the track itself change, that's my checkup point right there. But that is going to be interesting to follow here. And one answer to your question there, nobody yet. 18 laps completed, granted a few under caution, but no one yet wanting to bring it down for a fresh set of tires.
Well, he did come down, but only a second 7 pit stop. He's running in 6th place. Here we go, back under green. Zach Engel going to take him across the start-finish line. Jax Duval now in 2nd place. He's still got A.J. Benish at his quarter. Behind him, Milliken, Kyle Lynott, Troy Sand now up into the top 6. David Buell, Edward Peltz, Tim Darby running 9th. Great day for the 42 Ford. And Jared Ogletree, that's going to round up the top 10. Look at the front, though. This is what we've seen. We've seen a leader, and then we've seen 2nd and 3rd side by side. I wonder how often this picture is going to repeat. Dirty air, making it problem to get past that leader.
Yeah, you see Engel really using that air game to his advantage, doing a brilliant job of it. There's nothing wrong with that. And you see Duval understanding that's what's happening, using the top, searching for that clean air, looking for those big runs. And he might find one here, but Engel is doing everything right now. Me and Gene cannot say enough good things about that 47 truck right now as he's going to continue to lead laps here. It's going to be 20 completed, 20 down, and 20 laps led for Zach Engel. Great job so far by the pole sitter. He has that 5 breathing down his neck. These cautions have helped him out. And man, if you look down in the middle of the field right now, it is all the same story. 38 trucks can just completely change the vibe from top to bottom. It's a totally different story everywhere else.
A little wiggled, and that can cost you 10 spots.
Look at that.
You come back like a madman, you might find yourself eating a mouthful of somebody else's front end. Right now, though, those middle guys run fast. I mean, look, Jeff Pfeiffer running in 21st. He's down 15 spots, so you know that 85 has speed. Only a matter of time till he uses it. Other guys, like a Chris Smorrell in 26th, that guy's up 10. You know he's got way more speed than he's showing. And remember, we talked about Wayne Newman running up at the front in 8th place a couple of laps ago. That guy's fallen all the way to 30th. So this thing is just accordion effect. Right now, nobody can get into a position. I think track position and pit strategy is really going to come into effect here a little bit later in the race. God, that was a great red, white, and blue scheme that Wayne has on that 96.
A lot of good-looking paint schemes out here right now. And we just saw some crazy action up front. We went 3 wide right there between Benesh, Lynott, and Duval. Benesh able to win it through. And again, I think it just speaks to how powerful that 5 truck is right now and how much he is valuing track position. But you have drivers like Lynott. Oh, and we are under caution. The 69 Benton has gone around.
Oh, no. Michael Benton, he is a Sunday Cup driver, most notably, running in his 69 that he's always seen. What did the producer say, Zach?
Oh, we're just about to take a look at what happened here. Looks like it was something between the 36 and the 50, or the 36 and the 69. Numbers in common right there. Trying to find the culprit of what happened here. So far, so good. So far, so good. Oh,
Ooh.
I found it. I found it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the packing too.
Oh, when there's a will, there's a way, my friends.
Watch the 951 come in there. I didn't know he worked at Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory because he's making fudge. Watch this.
We'll just slow-mo this baby one more time. Here we go.
That outside lane just gets tight.
Yeah, you're right. Look at the 36 and 69 come together. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, it brings him up. You can see Chris Smorrell in the 50.
Nowhere to go. No.
And then here comes Rose in the 951. He says, guess what? I make chocolate.
Oh, yeah. The 69 comes the 96 and the 69 over again, the 951.
Yeah, 951.
Jealous. Getting some FOMO.
He called it EOL immediately.
I'm sure a few people did. What a wreck
look
that
at,
one
Look
was.
at Benton. He's going backwards. Hey, you can't park there. Can't park there. Okay, there he goes. He's moving now. Oh, God. Oh, God.
There's 30 of y'all. Oh, my goodness. These guys are just, they're just doing
George
them.
Jewell showing off. He wanted people to wear brown pants, and he made it happen. Did he tow? It looks like he might have towed.
Indeed, Pinching. Wow. What a interesting Kansas race. This track isn't hard, but when you put 38 trucks on it in a cold condition where grip is at an abundance, this is the type of things you might see happen.
This, Zach, this is what I'm wondering. You got 4 sets of tires, 1 on the truck, you got 3 in the pits. So if you break it down 120 laps, that's pretty much a pit stop, set of tires every 30 laps. You can make about 37, 38 laps of gas on a green flag run. Gas, not a problem right now. You're looking at 2 pit stops. You're still in that window. But 25, this is where a David Owens might play those games and start thinking, if I pit, if I play, ride the clutch, play some games, maybe I can do something. Look at all these guys staying out. Do you think anybody's going to come in for tires? I mean, 25, it's still 5 laps earlier than you want.
It's pretty much exactly how you just described it. Now is the time to start to be cute, like I always like to say, right? The time to start to do cute things, to try to get in your competitors' heads, if anything, right? So I think, like, why is he doing that now? I know how fast that truck is. So this is the time, Mean Gene, so I am here for that. That's going to be interesting to see. And the drivers that you pointed out are the ones that I would look to be doing these type of things.
Oh, yeah, top drivers, they find ways to win. Sometimes it's speed, sometimes it's strategy. You can't stop them. I'm going to steal your saying. You ready? You know what I'm going to steal?
Do it.
Cream always rises to the top.
Hey, I appreciate that.
They just find a way to do it. And it's multiple ways, and that's why they win. I mean, hell, sometimes they win in the pits. They just come in faster and they leave faster. And meanwhile, mid-packers like myself, we're spinning when we're trying to come out of that place in second gear. Speaking of mid-packers, look at the top. Kyle Lynott in the lead, up 16 spots. Morris Craven up 33 spots into 4th. Zach Williams up 15 into 7th. Here we go. Kyle Lynott, lead truck. He's on the inside, going to bring him around, and it's Lynott across the start-finish line. He's going to lead a lap and get him some bonus points. Right now he's on the inside, 3-truck advantage over the second place of Jax Duval. Jared Ogletree trying to make a play after that. David Owens, Morris Craven. Williams going to get by Craven. Swingle, McWhorter, White, and Joe Vopis. That's your top 10.
Kind of seeing how tires can not be unbelievably important. This is probably going to tell some drivers some lessons later in this race. Kyle Lynott specifically, we know how good that guy is on running old tires, but look at the mayhem in the middle of the pack here. It is absolute craziness, and that's where the tire situations are bundled up. That's where they're not similar.
The 28 right in the middle of a bunch of foolishness. The 48 of Ballard behind him. This is the danger zone. Kenny Loggins is playing a solo on his guitar because he's bringing him into the danger zone. McWhorter, Volpis, look at the 48 face backwards. Chris Smith in the 37 trying to get control. This thing is mayhem.
The 13 of Vulpes is going buck wild right now. He is everywhere. You can tell that that truck has some fresh tires because, man, he's going to take him where he can get him. Look at this, just hugging the bottom, and that is where you can identify the new tires and the old tires. The new tires can, oh no! What? Did he?
He teleported.
Did the driving god just be like, well, no, need that? He's dead. And caution's out. That's gonna. I'm not gonna even show that one on our end because that's gonna mess up my software.
He got Thanos snapped, and then Thanos changed his mind, and then snapped him again and changed his mind.
Straight up, Mean Gene. Straight up. That's exactly what just happened.
Wow.
Recorder's internet deciding like that is not my job, and I mean, look at that. Can't even keep up with it as the upload packets. And at times that could be the victim of a big lobby like this. That could be where the lobby itself is. I can tell you DDIRL tomorrow night on this very network, we race on the West Coast, and some of those East Coast boys, you guys included, have trouble with that sometimes. So that could be what that is. But Alice McCorder with some connection issues and some, so not driving issues, but some racing insanity issues.
Jax Duvall going to take it down into the pits. Duvall
by himself,
Florida, so he's the Florida man. And I'm going to say, I'm not from the East Coast. I'm from Greenbow, Alabama.
So what is that? I'm from California. All we are is the West Coast, so we're just worried about tsunamis today. What are you guys? You guys?
It's like you say, you know, if you're from California, you're not really nothing. So
yeah, we're not anything. We're Canada, pretty much.
Lucky dog going to be Brandon Shelton as he's bringing that number 2 around. He's got a few laps that he needs to make up. Looks like 31 trucks still on the lead lap of our 38 truck field. I'm Mean Gene Money. We're here live on the Vortex Racing Network bringing you Big Trucking Tuesday. This is season number 12, the Dennis Puckett Memorial Season. Race number 6 of 13 in our regular season, the Heather Doris When You Wish Travel 180 live from Kansas Speedway. Zach,
let's give that sponsor a proper plug too, Mean Gene. Right? Let's give that. Let's really hit that sponsor. So we had to rush through in that last restart. Let's give them their moment in the sun. Look at Heather Doris.
Hey, there's a phone number.
There is the phone number, and you know the script, Gene. Hit us with it.
Oh, yeah. Now, Heather is, of course, she's out of Michigan. Today is sponsored by Heather. She's a travel advisor who's going to help families, couples, and groups plan magical vacations with ease, whether you're dreaming of Disney, Universal, cruises, all-inclusive resorts, trips to all your favorite tracks. The next relaxing getaway, Heather can handle all the details so you can focus on making memories. You ready to book your next vacation? Contact Heather at When You Wish Travel by email at heather@whenyouwishtravel.com, or you can find her on Facebook and Instagram as well at heather@whenyouwishtravel. That's Heather Doris, Travel Advisor, the sponsor of today's race here at Kansas. Thank you, Heather. I hope you're having a great night. And hopefully you can get some of our boys a vacation, because I tell you what, when they get to the track, all they're doing is hoping Austin Hill wins.
That's all anyone's hoping, right, Mean Gene? I gotta ask you though, on the note of Heather, if you could visit one track, what would you choose?
Oh, I want to go to the Southern 500 next year.
Nice. I would choose Bristol, but that is a really, really good choice.
Yep, I want to hit the Southern 500. I have been to the Bristol night race.
Have you?
It. Yep, it was great.
Very jealous.
What I need Heather to do is fix the parking in Nashville, and maybe I'd think about going back there.
Then you can say that one again.
Oh boy! I went to Kentucky the first year, and Nashville this year was about as bad. All right, here we go. They're off. Kyle Lynott is your control car on the inside in that 988. Let's see what he can do with it today. David Owens outside of him. Boom, good start. Away we go. Kyle Lynott going to lead him into turn 1. Going to take it up high. David Owens going to go up high with him. Zach Williams, he's in the double bubble trouble truck in third. And then a little bit of side by side behind them with Zach Williams and Jared Ogletree. Jared White going to run 5th. Swingle, Pfeiffer, Vulpes, Chris Smith, Sam Ballard. That's your top 10.
But not, as you see, working on those old tires and working those lines, those angles so perfectly, and really just trying to keep this pack of hungry hyenas behind him, because look at this behind him. We got side by side every which way, 3 wide. If you look closely, man, Kyle Lynott does not want any part of that. Making those old tires work right now is the 988. Same with his teammate of the 8 of David Owens. Those two working phenomenally together right now.
For a while is Kyle Lynott in the front. Bad qualifying effort on Sunday put him in the back of the field, susceptible to wrecks, trying to make his way up. But now Lynott in the front with the clean air, got a teammate behind him as well. 988 back to where he wants to be, and that is leading laps as he's going to lead lap number 34 here at Kansas.
Kyle Lynott continuing to put down those solid laps. We talk so often about this driver, this 98 truck, and how good he is on these old tire situations. He really does seem like this is how he's able to win races, and that comes with having the speed to do what he's doing right now, which is maintain the lead and maintain a solid pace and not hold up your teammate. The 8 of Owens and 988 of Lynott doing a great job together, but Owens grazes the wall. They're going to open up the door for Williams. Williams going to try to lift the inside of Owens. Such window open. Owens shuts that door.
Like Hakeem Olajuwon in the 1994 playoffs, and you ain't getting through that hole. 89 continues to run. Something else to think about with Kyle Lynott. This guy's still running old tire.
Oh, no!
We're getting jiggy with it.
That is Pfeiffer up the track.
Oh, and the 996 into the wall. That's Newman going to tap as well. Chaos.
And let's take a look at what went wrong there, my friends. And that's just, in my opinion, just Kansas at its best. We are in Kansas still. I mean, Shane.
Yeah, there's no Toto to bail you out.
Keep your eye on that 85. No Toto to save you here. We'll go slow-mo here. So here goes Pfeiffer up to the outside lane. Big move, hits the wall. Loose moment. He is now trying to gather back up, and my assumption here, we're going straight back up the track, aren't we, Mean Gene? Yes, we are. Good luck, everybody.
He's like, not me. Yes, you. Oh,
and
no.
the 37 going to try to swing his way. He will. The 48 as well. Going to get it done. Oh, but Brenner in his way too. Not so lucky.
No, and then there's Benish in the 5, gets by. Tommy Fox in the 57. He's going to make it through that hot mess. Graham McGivern in the 33. And you can see the 996. He goes high, taps the wall right after that. And everybody else. Oh, a little tap. Little tap it in.
Just a little love kiss. Just a little love kiss.
Hey, I've had my races ended that way before. Just
They're often not so loving.
Touch. Yeah. Yep. I did that one time, and it was a net code. It wasn't even a solid hit. It net coded and still broke my front end. I was so sad.
It's always the small hits that seem to ruin your runs. It's never the big ones, right? Where you're like, it's always like, oh, so I guess we're okay.
Yep. Action picking up down in the pits as we see many cars coming into pit here on lap 37. 10 cars choosing to stay out. The rest of them coming down and getting a little bit of attention on these trucks. Remember, we are scheduled to go 120 laps. They can make it about 37 on fuel, so this would be theoretically that first scheduled pit stop. With all these cautions, though, who knows just how far they would be able to push it.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, me and Gene. And I'm going to leave you guys with Smokin' Joe. Because, I mean, maybe you're sick of my voice, and I know everyone loves me and Gene the most. But all I know is, based on the first 40 laps of this craziness, that all you guys got in store for you is just even more of that. So have fun, guys.
That's going to be it for Zach Panzarella, as he is going to go see a movie. He's going to go see F1. If you haven't seen it, it's a very entertaining film. I have seen it. Hey, spoilers, guess what? They're going to turn left and right in this movie, Zach. Yep, I ruined it for him. As away he goes. Brad Pitt's in it, too. So it's going to be me and Smokin' Joe Volpus. We're going to take you the rest of the way home as the drivers are making their way around here on lap number 39. Kyle Lynott staying out. Kyle, he came in on lap number 7, and he took a little bit of fuel. But other than that, Lynott choosing to keep it out. Track position more important for him than tires at this moment. We've seen most of the drivers come in, but the top 10 choosing to stay out. Some of those top 10, though, did take tires back on lap 24. That would be Milliken and Peltz. And then you can go other drivers. Jax Duvall, he did take tires lap number 30. And then behind them, all the 11 and back taking tires there on lap 37. Right now, it looks like our pit visiting leader, Jerry Rose, he's been in there 5 times in 37 laps. Maybe he's going to go for Nick Mills' record, Joe. We'll have to see.
Yeah, that's very interesting. A lot of trips down pit road already. I don't know what Jerry's thinking over there. I guess maybe he forgot to pick up his pack of camels the last time we came in the pit. And needed to get a refill on them.
I thought that's having the right sponsor. I think if you're going to look at it that way, if you get the free supplies from the sponsor. Up front there, yep, you can see the Birmingham driver. Oh, God, put powder on that head. It'll blind a man. Up front, Kyle Lynott. He is your leader, the 2-time BRL All-Star champion. He'd love to get a win, run that 988. Of course, 988 is the phone number for suicide awareness and assistance. If you or a friend are finding yourself in need, 988 is the number. You should look at Colin, and thank you, Kyle, for bringing awareness to such a beautiful cause here tonight in the Kansas race. Of course, this is the Heather Doris When You Wish Travel 180 live from Kansas Speedway. I'm Mean Gene Money. Smoking Joe Volpes here live on the Vortex Racing Network. Big Truckin' Tuesday as we are in race number 6. Getting ready to go green. Pace light, pace car off as we are looking at Kyle Lynott on the inside. He is your control car, going to bring him around into the restart zone, and he gets a jump. Away we go. Lynott with a quick 4 truck length lead. Williams going to look to go down, can't clear. Angle now side by side with Benish. That's 3rd and 4th. It's Lynott, then Williams side by side. Angle, Benish. Sam Milliken now making his way up into the top 5. David Buell, Edward Peltz, Jax Duvall, and then here we go with the fresher tires, chasing them down. McWhorter on those freshies, Justin White, David Owens, Volpes. Let's see what happens. Joe, this is going to be some crazy stuff now with these fresher tires in the middle of the pack.
What we're really going to see here, Mean Gene, we're going to see how much they actually matter. How much of an advantage do you have on fresher tires compared to everybody else? So Kyle Lynott, you look at him here in the front, he hasn't pitted for tires at all yet. Zach Engel on his last pit stop, lap 24, he pitted for tires. So let's see how much of an advantage 17 lap difference is here. Let's see if he makes quick work of him here.
Yeah, we're on lap 42. Of course, we've had multiple cautions to create, the cool down moments for the tires. And look at that angle, gonna go down low, makes the pass on Lynott. Looks like it will be Angle. He's going to bring it up high to try to block Lynott. Lynott gets back into his draft as we go into turn number 3. Angle holding that apron. Lynott fades away with the older tires, and there was that difference, Joe. Lynott taps the wall, but that was that difference. Did you see how much better Angle held the corner?
Yeah, and you know what? Now we're going to see how much that clean air is going to matter to him. Can Zach Angle drive away from the field? He's already got 4/10 on Lynott, and then you look behind him, AJ Benish is about 3/10 behind him. So starting to open up that gap with that fresh, clean air.
Lap number 44. So we need to start thinking also about the guys that pitted and took tires back on lap 37. McWhorter running in 6th. Justin White. Joe Volpes, that's 8th and 9th. To get White, make his way around. So those guys, look at Volpes now, hogging down low, trying to get his way around those driver in front of him, that 28 of Justin White. Both those guys, though, on those lap 13 tires. So slowly seeing it happen, but dirty air, such a determining factor of what you can do. This track, a pain to pass on. And how about that cooler temperature as well, Joe? I think that's letting these tires last a little bit longer than they would have on a hot track.
Yeah, you know what else it's really doing is it's really making it a lot harder to make these passes. You can see this outside, look at this 3 wide action. You can see Alex McWhorter just able to power it on the inside around AJ and the 89 of Williams there. Vulpes looks like he's going to try and do the same behind him. The inside has a huge advantage here, Mean Gene.
It really does, especially on those fresher tires that we're seeing Vulpes and Justin White show off with. Vulpes is on that 13. He's on the inside at the 28 of White, giving him a foot. Oh, and that was a spicy little adventure right there. I asked for mild, not hot, but the temperature rose fast. Vulpes trying to make that inside work. So you're right, we're still seeing that outside, that inside lane have the advantage. And now Vulpes is looking at the 17, wanting to get around Milliken. Then Vulpes does. That's going to move him up into second place. But there's a slight gap as he's trying to close in. Angle with a 1.45 second lead over the second place truck of Vulpes.
Yeah, big gap grown there. You can just see how much even having 20-lap fresher tires for Zach Engel has just improved his track position. Now Vulpes, though, is through. Justin White through as well. He got around Sam Milliken there. These guys on a little bit fresher tires than Zach Engel and Sam Milliken, and it's showing.
Let's go a little bit back. Let's look at Kyle Lynott. This guy was leading. He's now running in 6th place, but he's on those older tires. So this is somebody who is susceptible. Luckily for him, the guys behind him are racing side by side. But look at the gap now that McWhorter has built over the 988. It's causing a slight bottleneck, and let's see how patient these drivers are going to be. He's got Ricky Mandela, the Premier Cup Rookie of the Year from last year, now trying to go by him, not known for patience. Mandela gonna slowly make it around. Behind him, Tommy Fox, literally the face of patience if you look it up in the dictionary. Chris Smith, AJ Binish, Zach Williams. So lots of good drivers. Oh, a little bit of wall contact. That was painful. But you can see just how slick it's starting to get. That was Morris Craven touching the wall right there.
Yeah, Morris Craven, after being away from the series for a little bit, returns this season. Definitely somebody that I've seen run up front a lot in here before. He's been up front here since coming back as well. Having a bit of a struggle right now, though, trying to hold on to this top 15 run he's got going on here in the first half of this race.
Struggle that put me in 13th place. That'd be a good day. 74 of Morris Craven currently up 24 spots from his starting position to find himself in 13th, and he is on the lap 37 fresh tires. I'm sorry, he's on lap 24 tires as he chose not to take tires, just fuel on 37. So Craven is actually on those lap 24 tires. And if you're wondering how good those tires are, they're good enough for Zach Engel to be up in the lead.
Oh, we had somebody towing. I think we got a caution.
Is that Schofield in the 61?
Yeah, I think
it is.
I think Schofield may have been involved in a bit of a scuffle with, I'm not sure who. I think we missed it.
Quite unfortunate as Schofield finds himself in the pit after the towing. Brandon Shelton also going to bring it down into the pit with a 996 of Wayne Newman as well in the pit. Schofield now bringing it out. So he's rolling again. Well, and he's going to stop and bring it right back into the pit. That was unfortunate. It looks like he towed right back immediately. You can see the 50 right there. Chris Smorrell bringing it down to get a little bit of a touch-up on his car. We're on lap number 53 live here on the Vortex Racing Network. Mean Gene Money along with Smokin' Joe Vulpes bringing you all the action. Race number 6 of our 13-race season as we continue to bring you all the great action here in Big Trucking Tuesday. This is our second broadcast of this year. Brought you Rockingham last week where we saw AJ Binish take the title, and then this week now as we see the battle up front, Joe Vulpes leading those laps. He is now shown as the first place car. Other cars bringing it in. Vulpes, White, and Tommy Fox choosing to stay out. Meanwhile, all the rest of those fellas behind him bringing it in. So lap 37, tire change, good enough for those boys. Here we are 16 laps later on lap 53, and now the rest of the field taking tires. Look at that. Chad Carden not going to take tires. He'll be up 4 spots, up 31 spots into the 4th. Tim Darby now into the top 5. Zach Engel bringing it out. He will be the first car on new tires. That's going to be Zach Engel running in 6th. That's going to be terrifying. If you stayed out there, Joe, you got to be excited to either have the lead, or if you're a Chad Carden, you're in 4th. Tommy Fox, you're in 3rd. You're excited. But then you look in your rearview mirror, and there's Zach Engel, the pole setter, on brand new tires in 6th place.
So looking at these pit times, Zach Engel only took fuel there. The first guy that came out on tires was AJ, actually. AJ finished back in 13th.
That's even worse. 2-time this season. He's won 2 races. He's got 3 top 5s in his 3 races. So AJ going to be terrifying to chase him down. Behind them, Ricky Mandela. He looks like he's on freshies. Kyle Lynott, he's on freshies. So those boys ready to make chase. Zach Williams, David Buell, Morris Craven, all these boys now on fresh tires all the way down. And Rose not coming out of the pits. What's going on there with that 951? Not damage. This is curious.
Do we forget the pack of camels again before getting back in the car? Did we get out of the car?
I'm actually...
Mean Gene, what are we doing down there?
He's out of the car, and he's in the Porta-John. That is a heck of a day. See if he can make it back. Where's the pace car?
Let's see where the field's at.
Oh, my word. Talk about foolishness.
Man, we're getting... Hopefully he didn't bring his pack of smokes in there with him.
No, he's a lap down now. I don't know what he's thinking. That's so funny. All right, so Joe Volpe is being shown as your leader. He is waiting to see what the white on the outside, Tommy Fox, Chad Carden. Pace car is off, and well, looks like Rose is moving again. What a silliness.
Smoke him if
All
you
right,
got
Joe
him.
Volpe. Golly gee. And Volpus is away. He's going to lead him across the start-finish line. Justin White on the outside. They're going single file. Tommy Fox in 3rd. Chad Carden, he's in 4th. And then side by side, Engel and Darby. Darby now kind of slips the clutch, and there's a bottleneck behind him. 3 wide. You can see those fellas in the back. It got tight really quick. Look at all of the foolishness now in the middle of the field. You saw Darby slip up. They're going to go 3 wide, almost 4 wide. David Owens, discretion's the part of valor, and he slows down to get behind David Buell. Look at this action, though, and there's nowhere for Owens to go.
Yeah, and you can see it. Look at it throughout this whole mid-pack. They're getting chaotic. I see the 52 truck. I don't know if you saw that David Buell, who looked like he got a little bit out of shape, going 3-4 wide back there. These guys cannot sort it out, Mean Gene, as it looks like we've got to change for the lead.
Up front, Justin White now. He's going to take the lead. Justin White, he runs the stream. If you want to see this thing from an in-car perspective, you can check out Justin White's stream. It goes live at 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, he's leading this race right now. White, Volpus, Tommy Fox making a run now. Tommy, he pitted on lap 37. Hey, he's got his best position of the day. Smelling the tailpipe of Joe Volpus. He's in that draft. He's got a shot. Once he gets close, though, dirty air comes into it. Zach Engel, he's made his way up into 4th. And Chad Carden, he's going to stick around, battling Kyle Lynott right now. Lynott goes inside of Carden. And then Zach Williams also trying to make a move. Side by side, you can see for 4th and 5th, multiple lines appearing as we go back into the 9th and 10th positions here on the track. It's a Hornet's Nest at Kansas. Action here live from Kansas Speedway, lap 59. Justin White leads another one.
Oh, look at how tight they're getting. David Owens making a run down the inside. Jax Duvall trying to follow him through. Lots of 3 wide action. Alex McCorder almost becoming a pinball. Oh, the 22's loose.
22 gets a little bit sideways, but he looks like David Brenner is going to keep it going. We're going to stay green. Yes, we're going to stay green here on lap number 60 up front. Justin White.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, there it is. And you know who's the beneficiary of that one? It's the 951. That guy came out of the pits late. He was a lap down. The leaders were up to 5 seconds behind him, about to put him 2 laps down. Guess what? Not only does he stay on that 1 lap down, he's the lucky dog. This guy's going to go from 5 seconds away from being 2 laps down to now back on the lead lap. Talk about a lucky man.
Man, that shiny head must have been some really good luck for him right there to get back on the lead lap so fast. Man, way to go, Jerry Rose.
That's probably the biggest move of his day. You know, I hear he's a close friend of Austin Hill. One guy gets penalized and one guy gets the benefits. So that's just how it goes sometimes in car racing. Meanwhile, lap number 61, this should be some interesting strategy stuff for Justin White and Vulpes. You know, 37 laps ago, then there's Kyle Lynott. Look at White, fake him out. White says no.
I don't think anybody's going to be pitting here.
Be?
Maybe a couple guys towards the back. Stephen Neal, I see him. Morris Craven. That's pretty much it for lead lap. Maybe Richard Swingle here as well. Looks like all the other lead lap cars are staying out for the most part. Brandon Sheldon is, I believe he's a lap down right now. He's going to come down pit road. But most of the lead lap guys stayed out there, Gene.
I don't blame them. I mean, at this stage, you got to start wondering. There's been cautions. There's a lot of different tire strategies going on. So you know that's going to create varying speed with these trucks. So the odds of the caution coming out again are pretty high, considering cautions breed cautions. Every time you get that restart, it's up for grabs that something might happen. And then you throw in the drivers that are up there in the front. You know, most of these guys, solid drivers, you're not too concerned, but you just think about the speed. It's not that somebody's a bad driver. It's just when another driver who's so much faster is behind you. And then you add on the fact that they're on fresh tires. The braking spot is different. The angle is different. So many varying factors can lead to that accident. I'm looking at the guys up in the front right now. Lynott 14 spots up. Tommy Fox up 11. Zach Williams up 17. How about Carden in 8th? He's up 27. Nick Mills up 20th in 9th. So all these fellas did not run that well in practice or in qualifying. And then behind them, you got an Alex McWhorter, who's 13 back from where he thinks he ought to be. A Jax Duvall, who's 8 back. An Edward Peltz, who's 19 back. All these fellas are going to push. Joe, if I qualify 10th, I think I should be running 10th.
Yeah, you know, you do see a lot of that happen in these races. But you know what? It's not about where you start. It's about where you finish, especially at a track like this. You know, qualifying here, Mean Gene, is very full throttle. So it's kind of like a super speedway almost, where you start in these kind of races. So, you know, you're seeing it up front. Justin White, where did he qualify? He qualified back in 13th. Vulpes back in 11th. Lynott, none of the top 5 qualified in the top 10 right now.
No, but yet there they are. And so theoretically, the cars behind them were faster in practice, definitely faster in qualifying. That draft is going to pull them right up. And it's so easy to find that mentality of, hey, I'm faster than this guy. I'm just going to shoot right under him, and I'm just going to pass him right here. Justin White, he's going to take us under green, crosses the start-finish line. He's got a 2-car lead over Kyle Lynott. Lynott now side by side with Vulpes. Vulpes on the outside. Zach Williams, Tommy Fox, top 5. You're going to see the 5 of Binish. He's looking below Tommy Fox. He's going to take over that 5th position. Up front, Justin White going to lead him into the back stretch. Lynott's in his draft. Zach Williams, and then it's Binish and Vulpes side by side. Binish going to look down low, hugs the apron, going to get a good run. He's slowed by Williams, but it's still enough to make the clean pass on Vulpes. Side by side for the lead. Boom! It's Kyle Lynott at the line, leads another one, and here comes Zach Williams.
Yeah, here come those fresher tires, Mean Gene. This is what we're going to see. It's just going to keep cycling like this if we keep getting cautions. The fresher tires are going to keep cycling to the front just over a few laps. and then the guys that are on these a little bit older tires are going to cycle backwards. So you're seeing it right now. Justin White starting to fall backwards. Joseph Volpus, he's starting to fall backwards. Tommy Fox as well. They're at the tail end of the top 10 right now.
Look at who's fading forward, and that's David Owens up into third. Earlier, we saw him back in 21st with nowhere to go, but here he is now. He's got tires from lap 53, and he is now making a charge. Lynott, Williams, and Owens all on lap 53 fresh tires, so 13 laps on those tires, and they are putting them to good use. All the top 5, top 6 now had those lap 53 tires. Justin White and Tommy Fox and Joe Volpus falling back with the lap 37 tires as they have 30 laps on them, not responding as well. That inside lane, Joe, that just seems the way to go. And when you've got those fresh tires, you can really take advantage of those other cars. And now David Owens for the lead with his teammate. Oh, they get really close. But it's going to be David Owens leading a lap now. That number 8 truck, he'd love to get his second win of the season. Look at Benish underneath Lynott. You could throw a tarp over these 3.
Yeah, these guys are racing real hard right now. We're coming up on about 50 to go there. So we're getting close to the window where these guys are going to be thinking about their last stop. The guys that I'm concerned with about making a pit stop within the cycle, within that pit window right now, would be Justin White, Joseph Volpus, and Tommy Fox as well. But all those guys pitted last on lap 37. So they got to make sure they have enough fuel here to make it to, I'd say, at least lap 80 if they want to have any sort of a chance to make it to the end.
Another guy on that same pit strategy, Chad Carden, running in 17th. Let's go back and take a peek there at the number 18 Toyota as he is in the middle of a bunch of cars. You can see 3 wide right there. Those older tires really affecting him there mid-pack. As you can see just how quickly those positions can change. Carden running in 18th. He's got Milliken, Chris Smith, Stephen Neal, and Sam Ballard all around him. Side-by-side racing as that inside lane seems to be the advantageous one. As you can see, the advantage that Milliken had running that inside. Milliken in that black number 17 just on the inside. Let's see what kind of advantage he takes. He's getting a little push from the 32 as well. And then Stephen Neal behind them. This thing is still chaos back there. That is battling for the 17th, 18th, 19th position. You can see that bottleneck still happening in the back of the field. Different varying tire strategies all coming into effect. And then some guys came in and just took gas, so we're not sure exactly how old their tires are. But I'm assuming you either took tires on 53 or 37 at this point.
Yeah, most of these guys have definitely taken tires on one of the last couple pit stops here, one of these last cautions. Maybe at the very latest, that last one there for Brenner on lap 60, these guys came to take some tires. They do want to be careful, though, because we only get 3 additional sets for the race. So we want to use them sparingly and make sure we have something for the end of the race if we need it.
Yep, 27 trucks on the lead lap here, lap number 72. Going to be led again by Kyle Lynott, bringing him across that start-finish line. David Owens behind him. AJ Benish, he's looking for his 3rd win on the year. Nick Mills looking for his 1st, but that is a guy we've used to seeing battling for wins. He did win Premier Cup last season, Nick Mills in that number 20 Ford. So that's a guy you got to expect to see him running up at the front here, especially early, middle, and late in a race. Behind him, Jax Duvall, also making chase. Old Florida man, you can see him on the inside, not running the goldfish scheme. Woohoo! And look how close he brings it to Zach Williams. Double almost had trouble as the 84 and the 89 way too close together. Behind them, Mandela, he's going to be running in 7th. That's that number 3 Ford. Good to see him back in that number 3, the Independence, Louisiana driver, having a great day here. Behind him, it's the league admin, David Buell, running strong in that number 52. trying to continue to have his amazing season as Buell finds himself in 4th in points so far. Great run by David Buell here, the driver out of New Orleans. Slight gap after that, all the way back to 9th, and that's Justin White. White, of course, is also a top 12 playoff contention driver. Jared Ogletree behind him. Jared with a brief break last year. Great to see the number 27 here back on the track, doing battle right there with Justin White. Really good action between those two guys as Ogletree, trying to take advantage of that inside lane, is going to get by him. White is on those lap 37 tires, whereas Ogletree on those lap 53 tires. Up front, it looks like Lynott now going around Schofield. Schofield is getting lapped. You can see that's the 4th truck going high, that yellow truck, having a little bit of difficulty. He's trying to milk that broken thing, Joe. You want to get as many points as you can.
Yeah, you know, I've been in this situation a lot of times before, and honestly, trying to get as much as you can out of these races can matter so much down the stretch. It could be the difference between you making the playoffs and missing the playoffs. I can tell you from personal experience that just going out there and trooping out some of these races, you know, it doesn't really, you don't really notice it in the one race, but when you have to do it in 2, 3, even 4 races, those points add up really quick for you.
Yep, Matt Schofield battling out, trying to make the best out of a bad situation. Lynott, he's got him a nice little gap of about 5 truck lengths over Benish. David Owens behind them. And then a little bit of racing now between Mills and Jax Duvall behind them. And Mandela, Zach Williams also with a good battle. So this has started to spread out, and maybe we can get more and more green flag racing here at Kansas. Nice run right now. Don't want to jinx anybody, but amazing work here by the drivers today. Let's take it back down to the 57. It sounds like Fox is going to bring it in. He might be the one that's going to start all of these pits. I just heard him on the radio talking about bringing it down. You see McQuarter behind him.
Oh, no.
That, you're not going to pit when that happens.
Oh, that was a huge hit to the back end of the 57. You can see the 57, he might have some damage. Oh, I think they're wrecking in front of him.
Oh, my. And look at the 951. He's pulling a fast Louie as he's zipping through that crowd. Oh, my word.
Man, did you see that, Mean Gene? That was insane.
I saw a lot. I saw McQuarter whack Fox, and then a half a lap later, I saw a bunch of cars slow down, and then I saw the 951 come in there like a wrecking ball and get about 4 spots. That's great.
Man, that was
so
insane.
We are under caution. Lynott is your leader. Remember, he pitted back on 53, so 26 laps on those tires for him. In fact, top 9 all on those 26 old tires.
I think most of these, man, you know what, Mean Gene? We're in that window. You come down pit
Yes,
now,
we are.
You got to come take 4. You got to come take a full tank of fuel. I don't think anybody's leaving pit road without 4 tires.
No, you could come down right now, take fuel, take tires, and you're theoretically ready to make it to the end of this race. It might get a little bit slick, but with those cooler track temperatures, I've heard that tire wear is low. So that will give you the opportunity, especially if you're that clean air, to have an extended green flag run and be fine. Question is, will we get that extended green flag run? Cautions breed cautions, and we're under caution here. Lap 82. Looks like lots of guys about to bring it down into the pits for Four Fresh. Have a good one. Oh, business is picking up.
Lynott leads them down here, Mean Gene. Let's see if everybody takes 4 tires. I can tell you this, Mean Gene. If we don't all take 4 tires, then somebody's on a serious gamble run here.
Sam Milliken out of gas, has to tow. That is unfortunate. How did that happen?
I think. Well, I think he had a myriad of problems there from that caution.
Wow. All right, so we're rotating around. Oh, look at this. Look at this guy backing up. Who is that? Is that the 18?
Whoa, what's going on back there?
Look at the 18. He's just backing it up. Oh, my word. That was spectacular.
I have no idea what just happened.
He backed up 10 places.
Somebody got lost on pit road. Somebody had a dude, where's my car moment on pit road. I think that was a dude, where's my pit stall moment.
I've done that before, but it was only 4 pit stalls. That one made me feel a lot better about myself, Joe. At that point, I just pretend it never happened, and I just drive out of the pits.
Yeah. I've had a similar problem. Not driving through pit stalls, but trying to get into my own and doing some Austin Power stuff to try and get the car to let me pit. So
Yep.
yeah, we just try and forget that happened.
Oh my word.
Shout out to Chicago Street Course Pit Road.
Yeah, shout out indeed. All right, so we are under caution here on lap number 84. AJ Benish being shown as the leader. You can see those cars hustling out of pit road. Got duct tape and hammer marks all over the body as those repair cars trying to make their way back around and get into formation for this restart that's going to come on lap 84. AJ Benish is your leader. Looks like everybody all the way down to 24th did take those fresh tires. Got to be ready for some exciting action. 24 trucks on the lead lap. Tommy Fox is the 24th. Hopefully, he's going to be able to do battle, as you can see him making his way back up. No fast repairs here in the Bonfire Race League. It is all muscle hammering and duct taping and sawzalling these trucks into submission. Here we go. AJ Benish, he's going to be your control truck. He's on the inside. Kyle Lynott on the outside. Fast all day long. Duvall, Owens, Mills, Mandela, Williams. And away we go across the start-finish line. Benish hugging the apron. He's going to bring it up high to try to get that angle. Does so. Look at him hug the apron going down into the turn. Duvall on the inside. Lynott gets a little wiggle behind the dirty air of Duvall. He keeps it on the straight and narrow, but he's side by side with Nick Mills on the back stretch. Benish, Duvall, Lynott, Mills, Owens, Williams doing battle. Look at Owens fade. It's going to be Benish coming out of turn number 4. Lynott makes contact with Mills. They keep it straight. What an exciting battle.
Man, this battle is going to keep going on here too. I really don't think the outside, though, is very viable. You can see Nick Mills getting around Kyle Lynott. David Owens is dropping like a rock here as well on the inside. You could just see that outside lane is not working for these guys at all. David Buell going to try and make it work. I don't think it's going to work for him, though, there, Mean Gene.
Got to go to the inside. Oh, look at that cut down in front of Owens, Justin White. He's not scared, and he's showing it right now in that number 28. The 74 bumps right into Mandela. What amazing action. Ooh, that number 50 of Smorl inside below the apron. That was a scary moment for some of the drivers. But look at this 3 wide continuing to do battle. There's Angle in the 47. So fast early. Outside 45 of Stephen Neal. That guy's in the top 6 of the playoff standings, having a great season. That's the 45 of Stephen Neal, currently being shown in 14th place. Morris Craven also in the battle as they continue to power here on lap number 88. We're going to lap number 120 at the Heather Doris When You Wish Travel 180 live from Kansas Speedway.
Jax Duvall making a move for the lead here on AJ Benish. Let's see if he's able to complete it.
I tell you, they're battling Duvall. Not afraid to come slide job Benish. Binish keeps it straight and narrow. He's on the outside, but we know that Duval on the inside has the advantage on these fresher tires. Duval back up into the front, gives a mouthful of dirty air to AJ to hold on to this lead. It's Duval leading here on 89. Woo! Look at the lap drivers get involved in that picture. That was terrifying. Meanwhile, Owens and Williams slowing down this entire field. Look at the bottleneck behind them.
Oh, no!
Oh, there goes Owens. They've had enough. Back into the track. Williams into the wall. Contact as we see spinning. It's the 47. It's the 37. Graham into the mix. Oh, good brakes there by Stephen Neal and Michael Benton.
Whoa!
Look at Swindle. Ooh, Smorl almost got a piece of that action. This ain't Vegas. Calm down, buddy.
Man, that wreck was really, really bad, but it could have been so much worse. Man, I thought that half the field was about to wreck into turn one.
It could have been. You saw right there, lots of contact, people going up into the wall, coming back down. But you know what we did see, Joe? And that's people hit the brakes and stop their truck and wait for the field to go by. And that's what you do, and that's what we saw. So good work there. It was scary, but people knew what to do, and that's why we saw that wreck not turn into the big one.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we're going to need to catch our breath after that one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. You know who ain't catching their breath? That's going to be Zach Williams and David Owens. Those two guys still close to each other. I mean, we're under caution, and they're inches away. Look at that. He's like, hey, bud, hey, I'm still here. Ricky Mandela is saying, maybe I want a little piece of this too. I don't think so, Rick. Let those boys, let them cook. Let them cook on each other. Pits are open, but not a ton of people coming down. Looks like Mandela coming down, the 37. Chris Smith also going to take this opportunity to take a look. We're on lap number 91, scheduled to go 120 laps. 30 laps remaining. You got to wonder how many people still got that extra set of tires and just how far they are going to push it here today.
Yeah, I think that's why nobody really came down here. I think everybody's just going to hold their hand and hope for another caution. Let's see if these guys take tires here. Watching these pit times here for Edward Peltz and a few others as well. Looks like Edward Peltz, quick pit stop for him. Richard Swingle, he might be fixing some damage here. Looks like his pit stop's going to be a little bit longer. Zach Engel, I know he just got a bunch of damage.
Yep, that was the 17 of Sam Milliken as well in there. Looks like Sam Ballard in the 48 taking this opportunity. Chad Carden in the 18. So lots of fellas taking this opportunity to get their trucks looked at and have a little bit of action going on there. Top 17 pitted on lap 82 find themselves still out there on this run. So only really, 9 laps of green flag on those tires for the top 17. Looks like Peltz came in there on lap 91, but 5 seconds. Peltz probably just getting a little bit of splash. So Edward Peltz in the 18th spot has a bit more fuel than those other boys. But coming in on 82, having the caution, I think those fellas should be able to make it to the end on fuel. Question is, if there's another pit, another caution, then who gives up that track position for tires, and will it come back and bite them in the butt?
I'll tell you what here, Mean Gene. I don't think you can stay out if it's more than like 5 laps to go in the race. I think the tires matter that much. If there's a caution anywhere from now to 5 to go in the race, I'm seriously considering taking tires whenever that caution falls.
Well, I don't want to jinx it, but the way we've seen cautions fall after these restarts, we're going to get one in the next 12 laps, according to Larry Mack. Jax Duvall, he is your leader up in that number 84, that red and black and gray and white truck. He is your control truck. Outside of him, AJ Binish, and of course, Lynott, Mills, Volpus, Ogletree up into 6th. White, Buell, Owens, Zach Williams, that's your top 10. Into the restart zone, Jax Duvall going to lead him. He takes it up high in front of Binish. Williams going to be following as well. Outside now, side by side. You can see Duvall trying to make that outside lane work. And now Binish bails on him. for the quicker inside lane. Lynott hugs the apron, does a little slide job on Duval to take the lead. Binish now, it's his turn to take the apron, trying to get by Lynott. That's 3 passes in 1 lap, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing. Oh, we're going to do it. Look at that crossover. A filthy crossover from Kyle Lynott right there.
4 lead changes in 1 lap at Kansas.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That was some amazing racing from those top 3 drivers. That's Kyle Lynott, AJ Binish, Nick Mills, and Jax Duval. Duval fades back into 4th now as he's leading the Hornets' Nest. You can see Duval on the Vulpes on the outside, and now Jared Ogletree making his way up into the top 5. Hard cuts down as these guys are trying to make moves. That is Owens and Jared White. They're not done playing games. 3 wide, as you can see. Vulpes on the outside trying to get help from Buell. Outside lane might not be quick enough yet with this set of tires. Only 14 laps on these tires. They need to get a little bit more wear before I think that outside becomes viable.
I don't think the outside's working at all tonight, Eugene. I mean,
no,
I don't see like anything really working out there. I think all Vulpes is doing is using his stuff up. I don't know why Owens is thinking about going. Yeah, Owens is going to stay to the bottom. I don't see this outside line working at all.
But Owens staying down there, of course, so he can snip on Jared White's tail. Those 2 guys, they've been dancing that close to each other all night long. Lionel Richie has got to be looking at copyright infringement with what those 2 guys have been doing. Ogletree now trying to get in behind Owens and take advantage. Gets up into the draft of Vulpes. Vulpes using that lane. I'll tell you what, people love cutting down under that apron, Joe, but I find it to be kind of slick later in the run. I get really nervous jerking the wheel there. It seems if I don't have that angle, I'll just stay high.
Yeah, so you got to be very careful. It's very easy in order to get stuck on the transition between, the actual banked part of the track and the apron. I think we saw it earlier with Alex McCorder, where he almost ended up wrecking it because he got caught in between the transition between the apron and the banked part of the track.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got some good racing going on back deeper in the field, too. Remember Zach Williams, go look at him. He's in 14th. Remember how good he was doing earlier. Now finds himself in the middle of mediocrity back there. Got the 951 up above him, battling Graham McEvern as well. So this fella, he went from being so far up front, but now in the back, or in the middle, I should say, 15th. He did pit back on lap 82, but something happened that made him fade back. There must be a little damage on that truck, because that 89 was a whole lot faster earlier in the day.
Yeah, he was just up front there before that last caution, and now he's getting swallowed up left and right. He can't really do much of anything.
He's getting... Go ahead.
I'm looking back here as well. Some other guys back here that are struggling at this point in the race. You see Edward Peltz. He started way up in 3rd place. Great qualifying effort from him. But now he's mired back here in this pack as well, running in 17th. He's going to have some work cut out for him if he wants to get back towards the top 10.
Now, you still got 21 trucks on the lead lap. Ricky Mandela, though, he is in danger of being eaten alive as he is slowly now getting passed by the leaders. So you can see Mandela currently, he's about to get passed by Vulpes there on the inside, and that is going to bring us back down now to 20 trucks on the lead lap. I mean, last year was also a battle of attrition. 21 drivers, only 8 finished on the lead lap. So this is a track that will wear down a field, and right now that's exactly what we're seeing. Plenty of drivers 1 lap down, but the battle of this thing is just still continuing. The battle, Kyle Lynott, AJ Binish. AJ won last week. AJ 3 races, 3 top 5s. This guy's on fire. He's won 2 championships. He's the defending champion. This guy is a problem. Behind him, Nick Mills, fast runner as well. So Lynott, Mills, Benish, these are the names we've been calling all night. Behind them, Mr. Strategy, David Owens, running in 4th place. We saw the guy do a fuel strategy to take a win on Sunday, 2 wins in a row on Sundays. So that's another guy, Mr. Chill, right there, David Owens, making use of that bottom line now. Still figuring out when is the time to go high. Jax Duval, this is a fast man behind them. Still looking to get back up into victory lane. I don't know how many races it's been, but maybe today he could pull a Bubba Wallace and ask him how many days since his last win. 0. Who knows? Maybe it's the Florida man's turn. Behind him, Justin White fading. Owens got away from him. White now finds himself in 6th, doing battle with Gulf Coast driver, the 13 of Vulpes. Behind them, McWhorter. Great day for Alex. We've seen him go up and down, but Alex right now running in that 8th spot has to be happy. The question is, can he close? Alex has always shown the short bursts of speed. We've seen him qualify well, but these longer races have caused problems for him. David Brenner behind him, and then David Buell right there. Buell, he's had a great season on points, and he's continuing to do that with top 10 finishes. Joe, there's no win and you're in. So consistency is the way to go. And with these big 35, 38 truck fields, it pays sometimes to just be patient and take your top 15.
Yeah, it really does. I actually want to point out, David Brenner, he started back in 32nd in this race. We saw him with trouble earlier in the race. He's been running in the mid-20s most of this race. It's been a struggle for him to start the season, very deep in the points, but he's had a really good recovery run here tonight. Running in 9th place right now, looking his first top 10 dead in the face.
Really strong driver, David Brenner. He's in that 22 Ford Gulf Coast driver, always known for speed. This season, as you said, slow start, just looking for the opportunity to get back into that top 10. Speaking of knocking on the door of the top 10, how about Morris Craven? He had a little bit of trouble early. Now he's running in 11th. He's got that number 74 Toyota up 26 spots from his starting position. So Craven, he started all the way in the back, and right now he's got that bad boy in 11th, and he is only about 0.6 of a second behind David Buell, slowly catching up on the Marlboro 52 of David Buell. Ogletree behind him in 12th. Stephen Neal, Jerry Rose, Graham McGivern, a lot of single file racing afterwards. You can see starting to spread out, and then a little bit of competition there between Peltz. Looks like Tommy Fox is in that group as well. Troy Sand. Troy had a great run last week at Rockingham. That's that number 80. Expecting to see him move up. Again, we're on lap 109 scheduled for 120.
Goodness.
Oh, that was terrifying right there. And that is good. We're going to get a caution.
Did you see that? The 97
Yeah.
truck just threaded the needle around a bunch of lap trucks that seemed like they couldn't agree on where to go on the racetrack. Wow.
So, this is going to be insane. This is exactly what you talked about, Joe. You said anytime between now and 5 to go, you'd be thinking about tires. Guess what? 11 laps to go. Big decision for these guys. And funny story, I don't think everybody's going to have tires.
Give me
I think
4.
a lot of guys
Give me
have
4.
used them. And here we go.
Oh!
Pit road is open. Oh, the fight goes on. Lynott stays out. Oh, you can hear the chants disappearing. The cheers from the crowd. Craven stays out. Ogletree stays out. I don't think they have tires, Joe.
Either that or they didn't expect so many people. The whole field pitted there, except for
Wow.
those 3.
This is insane. But why would you not at this point? You got to think, hey, we make it about 10, 15 laps before there's another caution. And now in the final 10 of a race, I think that those odds are intensified. Look at the action on pit road. Everybody coming down. Some taking rights, some taking all of them. Look at the strategy going on. Who's going to be the first guy out on Freshies? That's AJ Binish. Behind him, Nick Mills, David Owens, Justin White, Jax Duvall, Joe Volpis. So those drivers right there, 4 through 9, all have led laps. So would not be surprised to see any of them make a flex to get in there. Hey, there's David Brenner, Alex McWhorter, all of them have been up in the front looking for that win. Brenner so hungry. McWhorter ready to prove to everybody that this could be his race, that he could be the driver to put his name on a trophy. All right, trucks are coming in again. This is probably for damage purposes. The 27 there, that is Ogletree. Not sure what's happening. That guy must have figured it out late that everybody took tires.
Yeah, definitely had his signals crossed and is
Wow,
gonna pay the price.
Is Alan Guffinson his crew chief? What just happened for him?
Yeah. I guess Allen is the new guy that's cooking this year because James Smalls actually figured it out. I guess.
Yes, Ogletree comes down a lap later and doesn't take tires. That was a true Guffinson stop. You're in
I
fourth.
don't know what's
Come
going
in.
on there.
Okay, now go out. No, go out. Never mind.
I don't
Wow.
know what he's doing, but you know what this means? This means there's only 2 guys right now between AJ Binish and the lead of the race, and that's Kyle Lynott, who's been up front running most of the race, pretty much in the lead here, especially as of late. And Morris Craven stayed out here as well. So front row, old tires, everybody else new tires. That's a low
He's been able
feeling.
Lynott's been able to make the older tires work, but these tires are 30 laps old. Morris Craven next to him on the same set, and then Binish and Owens. Binish, though, he's on that apron. We'll see what he does. Look at that inside row get a start. Craven forgets to go, creates a log jam behind him. Now look at the drivers get through. Mills gets through. Looks like Duvall gets through. Volpis trapped 3 wide. Up front, it's Kyle Lynott. He's got Binish knocking on his door like the police. Binish looking high. Lynott's going to take it up and block him. Binish looking low. Lynott slams the door down low, but it's Binish hugging the apron. Up top, Lynott can't get the speed. Make contact with Owens. Owens is going to be happy about that one. Binish in the lead as he's going to come around and lead lap 113. Binish on fresh tires. But now it's Nick Mills' turn. Nick Mills cuts down in front of White.
No!
Nick Mills. No, White and Mills make contact. Mills up into the wall. He's going to keep it on the straight and narrow. What a save by Mills. But that was a name, Joe. That was a name we thought would be there. And now Mills stuck in mediocrity as the 951 goes by him.
Man, that just changed so quick. So, you know what we saw there, Mean Gene? We saw, I think, this race fall into AJ Benish's lap right there. I think it's over. He's pulled away. No cautions. I don't think they can catch back up. He's just too good.
6 laps to go. AJ Binish now with a 10 truck lead. He's got almost a 7/10 of a second lead. Behind him, White trying to make chase. Then Duvall, Owens, Brenner, Buell, Volpis, McWhorter, McGivern, Troy Sand up into 10th. I told you he'd be back in the top 10. That's that number 80. But up front, it's Binish. This is his lap. His race to win. He won the first race of the year. He won Rockingham last week. And now Binish looking to take another win from this hungry field of 38. White, then Duvall, side by side, Owens and Brenner. Oh, Nick Mills going down like that. That was terrible. And now go back there and look at Mills, Rose, Ballard, all of that intensity. The 48 slowly falling behind. And you can see that creates a log jam there. That's where the side-by-side gets underway. Good action. Edward Peltz there on the bottom trying to get by. And Stephen Neal as well. That's a playoff driver stuck behind him. Look at Mills taking it low, trying to find the line. Rose gives him dirty air. And now Mills is stuck side by side with Ballard. Oh, Nick Mills, not the day we wanted to see from the 20. I thought that guy had a good chance of winning here today.
Yeah, not only that, but look at Kyle Lynott, not taking tires, and then that whole deal with Nick Mills. He's fallen all the way back to 18th from leading the race.
Oh my word, those not taking tires destroyed him. Lynott back to 18th, Craven back to 19th. So those two fellas victimized by that late decision. And Ogletree as well. Remember, he stayed out, didn't take tires, finds himself back in 20th. So those three fellas all victimized by that tire decision. Pain, but sometimes that's the way it goes. They might not even had tires, to be honest with you. Meanwhile, up front, Binish, this is lap 119. He's coming around looking strong. He'd love to see that white flag come out, showing that this thing is gonna be real. And we're on the final lap. Binish now with 1.3 second lead over Justin White. He's going to take it down the backstretch. This thing is the number 5s to win, Joe. Looking strong in the Summer Shandy number 5 Chevrolet. AJ Binish won the first race at Kentucky. AJ Binish won last week at Rockingham. And AJ Binish wins this week at Kansas. Congratulations to the number 5 as he takes another win. Joe, 4 races, 3 wins, 4 top 5s, 2 championships. Can you name a hotter driver than AJ Binish?
Man, what a race for him here again. He's really good here at Kansas, and he showed it off again here tonight, just how consistent he can be at these mile and a halves, as he just put on a great show there on that last set of tires. I don't think anybody else really had anything for him on those freshies there at the end. What a run.
No, I think Nick Mills was the closest thing we could see. Him and Justin White got into a little bit of contact. White came out the victor of the contact, and it ends up being Binish's race to win. And there he is. He's doing more donuts than Duncan, as we can see him celebrating. Big win for the Milwaukee driver, as he is going to celebrate yet another victory. This time it's at the Heather Doris When You Wish Travel 180, as he takes race number 6 on the season. Great win for the number 5 as he continues to just dominate these boys when he shows up. Big absence today. Jaron Valley, such a fast driver, took second last year at this race behind Binish. Binish again showing that his track, Kansas, is his track, and here he is in the front row. Let's go ahead and take a look at the official results.
I'm trying to get our race winner in here. I'm having some trouble.
Oh, really? Let's have a little AJ FaceTime, trying to get AJ Binish into the booth. Meanwhile, I'll walk you through it. Hey, why not? AJ Binish, of course, with the win. Joining him on the podium, Justin White finishes in second and a half behind him. Third place is going to belong to Jax Duvall, the Florida man, with a big score, finds his way up onto the podium. Lots of excitement coming up out of the Pony Up Motorsports driver of Jax Duvall. David Owens is going to take 4th. Gulf Coast driver David Owens, he ran in the top 5 all day long. Finishes off with that 4th place, has to be thrilled. Behind him, David Brenner. David Brenner started in 32nd spot, and David was able to power his way up in that number 22 to finish in the 5th place position. Could you pop that race result up one more position? There you go, a little bit further. It's a slow reveal, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing a slow. Hey, I wish that was real right there. Look at that. Rose would have won if that's the ending results, but we're 10 off right there. 5th place was David Brenner. You can see it right there. 6th, David Buell, continuing with his string of top 10s, making himself a top playoff driver. Joe Volpus, he was your points leader coming in, going to finish in 7th. Behind him, Alex McWhorter, another Gulf Coast racer. Good finish there by McWhorter in 8th. Troy Sand moves up into ninth. The number 80 Privateer. Got to be thrilled with his finish as he gets his Ford up into ninth place. Behind him, Graham McGivern. Graham, the top daily driver, Inc. driver today, going to finish off the top 10. Behind him, Jerry Rose going to finish in 11th. Edward Peltz in 12th. Nick Mills holds on for a 13th place finish. Behind him, Sam Ballard, 14. Stephen Neal, 15th. And that is the number I said earlier. If you want to make the playoffs, keep paying those top 15 finishes. And that is what we see out of Stephen Neal there today. Zach Williams going to finish in 16th. Richard Swingle, 17th. Kyle Lynott, victim of that tire strategy there at the end. Lynott falls to 18th. Morris, 19. Jared Ogletree as well. Those fellas, 18, 19, 20. Late victims of the tire strategy. Ricky Mandela ends up finishing on the lead lap and takes 21st. And here's where it got tough. Chris Smith, 22. Zach Engel ran so well. Up front, he was the pole award winner, but unfortunately for him, he falls to the wayside as the race goes on. Brandon Shelton, victim early, made it all the way back to 2 laps down. Finished 24. Tim Darby, saw him in the top 5 today. Tommy Fox behind him in 26, saw him in the top 5. Chad Carden, Wayne Newman. Wayne Newman, of course, in the red, white, and blue 996. I love that car. Anything red, white, and blue, America. Gotta love that car. Let's go ahead and look at Wake Down. Jake Johnson, Chris Morrill, Nicholas Rendo. Nick showed a lot of speed early on, just couldn't maintain it. 17 laps down after getting into an incident. Sam Milliken, Matt Schofield, Jeff Pfeiffer, George Jewell, Chris Ellis, Paul Ferdiani is going to finish it off. Joe, this thing, it had a lot of cautions, but it also had a lot of exciting racing.
Yeah, it really did. What a wild race it really was. I'm very curious to hear from AJ here. So let's get that working. So just hold on a second, me and Gene, and we're going to go to him, actually. So just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to move you over to him. And then I'm going to move myself over to him. All right, Mean Gene, go ahead and talk. I think we have both of you now.
All right, AJ, are you there?
I got you.
I'll tell you, man, all I do is win, win, win. I think they wrote that song about you, man. How are you feeling?
It was a good race. I love a good Kansas race. A little different than normal Kansas, but it was a good night.
I know you love Kansas. You won last year, and then you come back, you win this year again. There were a couple of contenders I thought might give you trouble, Nick Mills being the biggest one. At the end, were you surprised? What was the emotion you saw when Nick Mills went from inches from your bumper to just gone? Did you see that wreck in your rearview mirror?
I didn't really see it. I was on the channel with Nick, so all of a sudden I heard him say something happened, and I just assumed he got bumped up a spot, and then I looked at the top 10, and he wasn't in it. So I figured something happened, but definitely surprised when I got the lead. And then looked back, and all of a sudden, I think stuff happened, turn 1, or turn 3 and 4, I mean. And then all of a sudden I had like a 7/10 lead. I'm like, okay, well, it's all full throttle, so they're going to have tough time getting back here.
Absolutely. Everybody had a tough time all day. The other guy you had to deal with, of course, Kyle Lynott, but Kyle choosing not to take tires. I don't think he had a set at the end. Were you concerned? Because Lynott did manage to lead a lot of laps on old tires early on. Did you just know you were going to get by him? What was your mindset going into that restart with those older tires, both those trucks on 30-lap old tires in front of you?
Yeah, that I feel bad for Kyle. He honestly had the thing won until the last caution. I was there. I don't think I was gonna be able to get to him. So he honestly ran a great race, and I feel bad. He deserved that one for sure. And just kind of I honestly was surprised too that much of the field pitted. I thought honestly I was taking tires. I'm like, I'm gonna go have fun, and I'm probably gonna be back in 15th and have to drive through the field, and we'll see what happens. It'll be fun. And then all of a sudden I come out of the pits and realize that Kyle and one other guy stayed out, and I realized they were kind of just dead meat at that point, unfortunately. So from there, I was just trying to get around everyone, and it worked out for me. But Kyle ran a great race and probably deserved a much better finish than he did, obviously.
Yeah, quite unfortunate to see, but that is the story here. Another thing about the track today, track temperature quite low. It was cool as you can get on the track. We saw the tires wear a little bit slowly. Do you think the tire wear, the track temperature, do you think that affected that outside lane? Because I didn't see that outside lane be as much of a factor as I have in previous Kansas races.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I had ran some laps with Buell in a practice, and I had similar stuff, and we kept waiting for it to come in, never came in. So I was curious about that today, and did the same thing today, where it just was never faster. Maybe 35 laps in, maybe. That's why I was going to go to the top with Kyle at the last 10 laps there. But yeah, I think it was just too cool. There was too much grip down there. We were able to maintain it, and that top didn't become good. So. Definitely didn't have that interesting kind of 10 lap crossover where you could run both and who's figuring out which side.
Well, exciting for us to watch, and especially with so many different drivers on so many different tire strategies. You just saw varying speeds. Whoever could hug that apron really did seem to have that advantage. But dirty air also, dirty air, such a factor, making it so difficult to pass. And as you said, Kyle just seemed to be the master of that, making that work. But of course, in the end, AJ, the strategy, the luck, the skill, all of these things factor into a finishing position. And today, it was your day, just like it was last year, just like it was last week. Great run here today. This is going to move you up 4 spots into that 4th place position. It's not a win and you're in, so you got to keep battling. You are 30 points behind Joe Volpes. Tell me, are you thinking if you run every race you could close that gap, or are you just thinking make the playoffs and then play that game?
I can catch that bum. I'm just kidding. Love you, Joe.
Yes.
I think it's make playoffs and we'll go from there. But obviously, I like to see how well we can do. Everyone's going to be laughing at me as they pass me in 2 weeks at Watkins Glen. I'll be the guy in the sand trap out of turn 1 probably. So we'll see after that where we go. But it'll be a good season. A lot of guys, tough fields. So.
Those fields, right? 35 guys last week, 38 guys this week. You just got to be thrilled to see what's going on with Bonfire in the Sunday Cup as well as the Tuesday Big Truck in Tuesday. Just really excited to see the support of the fans and of the drivers come together as we continue to see this excel. Of course, this is season 12. We are doing the Dennis Puckett Memorial season. So just great to see the strength of this thing under the leadership right now of David Buell with the assistance of David Medina, Kevin Kyle, Matt Schofield, and yourself also admitting this season. So I want to thank you for being part of the team that made this continue to run, because it's been an honor and a pleasure for Joe and myself and Zach. He had to go. He wanted to watch an F1 movie tonight. But all 3 of us just so excited to be a part of this team to continue to see this thing just get bigger and bigger. AJ, before I let you go tonight, anybody you want to give a big shout out to?
I don't know if I mentioned, I think Stephen Neal is also part of the admin group. Does a lot of stuff to get our rules stuff. So he did big. Honestly, I already did it, but I really like calling out guys that ran a great race and got the short end of it. And tonight that was Kyle. Like I said, he ran a great race, ran me tough, and I look forward to racing him every week, and hope he gets a better result. He deserved a lot better this one, so he really, really shined today. So he did great. Wish he'd gotten a better result for it.
Well, there's always next time, that's for sure. As you said, 2 weeks till our next battle. We are off next week, and then we're going to take it to the mean streets of Watkins Glen. It'll be the first road course. We're going to see what the boys do. That will be race number 7. It will be the midway point of our 13 race regular season. AJ, my advice to you, bring a sand wedge and just lay up. Lay up before you get to the green and you'll be fine. AJ Benish, he is your champion here today, defending Big Truck and Tuesday champion, and now three-time winner in this season so far. AJ, go have yourself a summer shandy, my friend. You have earned it.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Man, Joe, all he does is win. This guy is fast.
Yeah, really
Can't wait.
fast at that. What great racing we saw from him once again here today. Man, oh man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though, next time, road courses. And I think, if what he says is true, you can see the schedule. We bring it up here. We're going to be off next week. Who knows? Maybe a recruiting race. Those are always fun. We were in one of those last night, huh?
Oh boy.
Started off with 30-something and finished with about 12. That was a good time. And then, of course, August 12th, we will resume at Watkins Glen. And you know what else is really cool about that week, Joe? August 12th?
What's that?
On August 11th, we're going to start the MRL Monday Night Mayhem here on the Vortex Racing Network.
Hey.
That'll be the first race at Charlotte, as we will see Next Gen Cups racing here on the Vortex Racing Network on August 11th. So that'll be a big week because we'll be off for a week on Tuesday, and then we'll come back and we'll have races on for the Vortex Racing Network. We'll have Monday night, August 11th.
Yep.
We'll have Tuesday night, August 12th. We'll have the DDI Truck League, August 13th. That's a Wednesday. Man, big things happening here now.
Yeah, you know what else? I think we're going to be, me and you are going to be rocking and rolling on Thursday Night Thriller at that point as well, on for the 14th as well.
It started on the 14th, so 2 seasons starting that week of August 11th. So that's a big week. 4 races on the Vortex Racing Network. That's right. The broadcast teams, of course. Monday night, you're going to have myself, Mean Gene Money, and Zach Panzarella. Tuesday nights, you're going to have myself, Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, Smoking Joe Volpus. Wednesday night, you're going to have Zach Panzarella and Geyer. And Thursday nights, you're going to have Mean Gene Money, Smoking Joe Volpus, and who else does Thursdays with us?
The professor sometimes is with us.
The professor, but
he's available.
That's right. Maybe we'll do All-Stars. We'll just pull in All-Stars, see if we can get top drivers to step in and see how many F-bombs we can get them to drop unknowingly. That's always fun. And by F-bomb, I mean the word fun. That's the big one.
Well, we had Louis on Friday, so that was a cool little thing to have.
That's right. Steve Lewis also came in. He did an ARCA race for us. Thank you very much, Steve. All right, let's look at those standings now. I mentioned Binish moves up 4 spots. Top 3 going to stay the same. You can see Joe Volpus up there with 156 points. Behind him, David Owens, just 4 back, 152. David Buell in the picture. As well, having a great season. AJ Binish makes his way up into 4th, continuing to click off those starts needed. Nick Mills behind him in 5th. Nick, of course, a victim of contact with Justin White. You can see Justin White as well. He seemed to move up 4 spots on his finish. Stephen Neal going to drop a couple, but still comfortably in that top 12 at 117. Zach Williams in 8th, and here's where it gets touch and go. Jaron Valley currently in 9th, but as I said earlier, we talked to Jaron, and he said his new work drive home schedule could affect his ability to race. We'll just have to see how that develops. Behind him, Matt Schofield going to be in 10th. Kyle Lynott 11th, and here's where the fun starts. Lynott tied with Troy Sand, and that would be 11th and 12th theoretically. Sand moving up 5 spots as he's put together back-to-back really good races to power his way up into that top 12. Behind them, though, look at these names. Zach Engel, he had the pole today. Tommy Fox, he ran top 5 today for a while. Edward Peltz, all those fellas show speed. And then look, Chris Smorrell. If I was to tell you Chris Smorrell would be in 17th, you'd probably laugh at me. So that's another guy that could move up. How about McWhorter as well? Showed great speed. So there's still some names I think we're going to see, Joe, battling, making a late push going into that halfway mark at Watkins Glen. And hell, that's a road course. Some of the top drivers could easily fall to the back, especially, Joe, what if we get 35 guys again?
I don't know what is going to happen if we have 35 people at Watkins Glen. I don't think the Truck Series, Big Truck and Tuesday, may have been on a road course once or twice in its past. So return to doing some right turns at Watkins Glen in 2 weeks will be interesting. I think that race might be pretty wide open, actually. Looking at the field, I really don't know who in here is very good at road course racing. So we might have a surprise winner in 2 weeks.
Oh, I do. I'm looking at the top right there. Joe Volpus, David Owens, both those guys are quick on road courses. I've seen them in MRL get it done. Wouldn't be surprised to see them get it done again. So guys on top with a chance, but I want to see who from this middle group, 10th through 18th. Graham McGivern, that guy. Can that guy put it together there at a road course? That would help. How about a Jax Duvall, that kind of guy? Or Ricky Mandela. Let's see what those fellas can do. And maybe they scoot right back up in there. David Brenner. I mean, if I was to tell you David Brenner was going to be 30th in points, you'd laugh me out of the building. But that's currently where he finds himself. So Brenner could roll in with a top 5, make a big push up that leaderboard, and who knows, close it from 30, where he is right now, 30th, he can move up. And hey, how about Matt Novella? Novella's only got 2 starts on the season, but that's another road course guy. You never know who's going to show up. Buddy Sully could show up. I mean, golly gee, Jason Landry might show up and poach one. You never can tell on Big Truck and Tuesday with the size of these fields that we've been putting together. It's just been exciting. And I'll tell you what, it also has been a pleasure, Joe. I can't believe how much fun it's been. You fought so hard and long to get this thing on the air, Joe. You gotta feel good to see it, especially with fields this big.
Yeah, it's really nice to get the series up and going. These broadcasts have been really fun. I'm glad tonight's went. Actually, I think tonight's went perfectly, seamlessly. I'm not seeing any dropped frames, so I think everybody was able to watch a seamless stream this week. So and my stuff isn't trying to explode. So you know what? We got so many positives. So many positives.
It can't get any better than that, right? Well, let's run away before we break the thing. So on behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, who had to go early to go watch an F1 movie, Smoking Joe Volpus. Want to thank our sponsors, LeagueNewsWeekly.com. Of course, if you want to see what's going on in the race, going into the race preview, a wrap-up afterward, LeagueNewsWeekly.com. Kevin Kyle with all the inside scoop that you could ever hope for. Want to thank our race sponsor today, Heather Doris, the When You Wish Travel 180 here from Kansas. It's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank our league admins. I want to thank David Buell, Kevin Kyle, David Medina, Stephen Neal, Matt Schofield, AJ Benish, all the people that put this thing together back in the production truck. Our pleasure. AJ Benish takes the win here today at the When You Wish Travel 180. We're off next week, and then it's on to Watkins Glen for the 7th race of our 13th race season. Have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, bottoms up and hammer down.